Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle Ultimate Showcase. Ultimate Showcases are where we display not only the attack stat that you see during gameplay, but I also do the calculations for the defense and damage reduction that will be shown on the right hand side of the screen. Today we are showcasing LR Physical Gogeta from the 9th anniversary, who kicks off in Super Saiyan form and then transforms later on into Super Saiyan Blue. Now, for those unfamiliar with everything that Gogeta does in his kit, make sure to head over to my unit Bible that I did for both he and Broly during part 1 of the anniversary, just to go through absolutely everything that they do. Now, this showcase will go for quite a long time. On the other rotation, we have the friend 55% Gogeta, so we're going to make sure that we see 55% Gogeta in his full glory with all different partners and all the rest. After this run, however, I'll also be showing Gogeta on another team that isn't his own, just to show him with a few different partners that wouldn't fit under movie heroes. Now, as you see my Gogeta there triple supering, the defense buffs that he's getting outside of his own passive is 30% support coming from Pan, and unfortunately no defense from his links, though there is 10% available, which would come in the form of Prepared for Battle, which offers 5%, and Fused Fighter, which also offers 5%. We wouldn't get those links active even if we change the slots of these units on this turn around. Seeing as they're both Super Saiyan Gogetas on this turn, they wouldn't link, unfortunately, sharing the same name. You'll see that Pan's defense really jumped up then. Funnily enough, if she dodges, she gets the same boost in phase 2 of her passive as what Gogeta gets when he super attacks. So he gets that 100% on super from his passive. She gets 100% if she dodges. And we just saw the old Gogeta cop a little bit of a hit there, which is unfortunate, but I just wanted to bring him along, seeing as basically the new anniversary Gogeta replaces him entirely. On this turn though, we'll have the friend Gogeta, as mentioned. The only difference between the friend and mine is that there is an extra 100 points of defense from the bronze skill orb that the friend has, and he has an extra point in additional and one less point in dodge. I think dodge is probably not a bad idea to focus on for Gogeta. Especially in that base form that we see him here, despite the fact that he gets guard, that's temporary, and he can still get slapped up a bit considering he gets so much of his defense on super. So we've got the 7 orbs, which is only 6 needed for God Goku to get his full passive. We just need to make sure that we're getting 1 rainbow orb with the new Gogeta every time he attacks. That gives him a guaranteed additional super. And then obviously we're pairing him up with the 5th anniversary Gogeta at the end there, sandwiched between. He should be getting a majority of his links active. He will have Prepared for Battle. He will have Fused Fighter. So we should be in pretty good stead here. No one has damage reduction on this team, though. In the next run that we see at the end of the video, there will be timestamps, I'm pretty sure, in the comments below. We will see some damage reduction on the overlay that you see on the right hand side there. Now let me know what you think, obviously, in the comments below of the new Gogeta. If you pulled him, how many copies you pulled, how many stones you used to pull him. I know carnival banners can be rough, but I hope they weren't too rough on you this anniversary. Now, we're about to see the friend super attack. Keep in mind that his 18 key in base permanently stacks by 30% defense. So every super attack after that, so all of his additionals, they will greatly raise defense by 50%. However, these additionals will not leave that stack of defense on, whereas the 18 key will. So the more 18 key supers you do in base, the more defensive that he will be when he transforms into blue, because permanent stacks do carry over. But these animations, they're some of the best, really, honestly. It's a shame they maybe reused the Stardust Fall, but I guess that's kind of a testament to the AGL Gogeta there, who really, his animations were ahead of his time. That's how good they were. It just makes it a little bit not sour, but a little bit disappointing that they had to reuse them for the new LR. I would have liked to have seen them do a little bit more in terms of Dokkan original animations, because as you'll see when he turns blue later in the video, they're also up there. It's really fun to watch. Now we've got the gods from the 7th anniversary as well. They're aging pretty quickly, I'd say, but their Easy A is on schedule for the 10th anniversary, so we'll see how they go there. 322, 266, and 265 will get permanent stacks of 20% per super for the gods. Pan there still has her temporary passive active from dodging last turn. That lasts 4 turns in total, so the next time we see her, thanks to the stun, she won't get attacked. There you go, 655. So this is his second stack, so his second 18 key super. He will be on track to transform in his next turn. Hopefully we can get the quad super one of these turns. At 860k defense, he should be pushing 1 million probably with the next super if he gets it. which he does. Yes, he just cracks 1 million. Now I know I did the calculations and I've seen this gameplay several times to make sure that's all accurate, but I kind of forget exactly what happens. I kind of get focused on doing just calculations and all the actual facts as opposed to how the actual gameplay plays out. It's funny like that. But there's the gods. They're actually getting 50% support rather than Gogeta, who's getting 30% support. The reason being is that the gods are on bond of parent and child, which Gogeta is not. That bond of parent and child category gets an extra 20% support on top of the 30% that Pan already gives the superheroes category. So they are looking probably a little bit healthier than they otherwise might. But with 2 stacks, that's pretty stock standard for them. They'll transform the next time we see them. Here is the old Gogeta blue. We'll throw him at the end of this rotation here. We'll allow God Goku to keep stacking. Actually, Frieza's not... I'm not sure. We'll muck around with this. So that's the difference in defense that you would have seen there. So God Goku only offers Prepared for Battle, whereas the blue Gogeta would have offered Prepared for Battle and Fuse Fighter. So it would have shown you the difference between his defense stat, the friend I'm talking about, by having those 2 different links. So hopefully God Goku doesn't kill here. I think he does actually, which is good, because not good necessarily, but for a showcase purpose, what we'll get to see is my Gogeta with 2 stacks under his belt before turning blue, and then the friend Gogeta with only 1 stack under his belt before turning blue. So you'll kind of get to see the difference between having 1 stack and 2 before transforming. So there's God Goku. He's pushing 9 mil there, not quite 8.5 mil, and just under 600k defense. I really like this God Goku. I think they did a really good job. Over 12 months ago now when they released him. Obviously the transforming Super Saiyan Vegeta was the latest Saiyan Day unit. And speaking of Gogeta Blues, here is the 5th year Gogeta Blue. This is a big old Gogeta showcase. It's great. I love this unit still. The blue fusions from the 5th year anniversary, personally, I think are some of my favorite units of all time, genuinely. All right, we'll pop this active skill. Not much in the way of voice lines, unfortunately. It's kind of just a little bit of a from the voice actors. But yeah, it would have been nice to see a little bit more. But hey, it is what it is. All right, sweet. So we should have, I think it's 6 out of 7 links. And no, don't forget the heal that he offers as well. When you transform into Gogeta Blue with the physical one, he heals you for 54% for basically 2 appearances. So we're at 380k standing still. Remember, there is 30% support to both Gogetas. We've got the STR Gogeta in the first slot because he's got guaranteed dodge for his first appearance, and we want him to build up as much as possible. He needs 4 total attacks. So you're going to watch his defense really climb, because not only is he getting the defense buffs from his super attack effect, but he's also building his passive in phase 2 at the same time. He does get the normal in between, which still does build that phase 2 passive, but just not the extra multiplier from the super attack. That's the 3rd attack. And here's the 4. So yeah, he's at 868k. It would have been a fair bit higher if he did get the 4 super attacks in a row, but he's fully built now. So we are looking pretty good, and dodging supers, you can't ask for much more. So where are we at? Bang, 761 with 13 mil attack. It's great. Now, this Gogeta builds crit when he dodges. So when he's in slot 2, he is super effective against all types, but he's unlikely to crit because he gets 20% per dodge. So the way that kind of works is you kind of want him in slot 1, but then when we use the target me or the whatever that active skill provides you, I think he becomes the target is what they phrase it in his actual unit description. He's 1.2. Is he going to do another super? No, he's not. So he'd have 20, 40, 60, 80% dodge there. So sorry, not 80% dodge. Sorry, he dodged 4 times, so he would have 80% crit chance. So if hypothetically there was a 5th attack there, oh, yeah, lucky. If there was a 5th attack from Frieza and it was a Ki Blast super, the counter attack that Gogeta Blue has, because he has a counter attack by the way, that counter would have an 80% chance to crit. It's crazy. So we're going to get these guys out. They stacked twice, so they're not going to be as juicy as they might be otherwise if they got a triple super, or if they were in turn 1 then turn 3 and got triple supers in both, which is technically possible. So we'll get to see them at probably their most average, I guess. And when I say average, I mean that like literally it's not bad, it's not good. They just got 2 stacks, which is what you'll probably see most of. We'll get more than 6 ki easily with God Goku. We'll get, what's that, 239. Let's see what he jumps up to. So he goes from 154% in his passive to, I think it's just a flat 200%. So yeah, we'll see what the difference is there between his passive defense. Now, keeping in mind that he only has 1 stack from his previous form. We'll get, we want to try and save some rainbow orbs, but we've got so many on the table that it shouldn't really matter for the gods. 399, 283, and 338 for them. It's actually, they get dodge chance per rainbow orb. However, they won't get to 18 ki. So it's actually wiser to get less rainbow orbs here and get to the 18 ki, because what that will do is that'll basically nullify one of the 2 attacks that they'll take. So it basically guarantees that one won't hit them. And then they'll also get the double super for being over 18 ki, so their defense will be higher. They'll only miss out on, what is it? I think it's 7% per rainbow orb, so it's only 14% dodge. Given that you're taking away a full super attack from the enemy, I think that's wiser to go for the 18 ki super as opposed to the more dodge from rainbow orbs. What are we at? 719k defense for God Goku. And we're only jumping up to just over 500,000 defense for this Gogeta. Again, keeping in mind that he's actually only got the 1 stack from the base form. He's also not getting Fused Fighter Link because neither of these units that he's sandwiched between has Fused Fighter, though he is getting prepared for battle, obviously. Now, 784k, or 785 basically, and then 1 more super. We'll see him hit that. There you go. He cracks the mill. So despite the fact he hasn't got all of his defense active through his links, he only had 1 stack in base. He is 55%. Well, there's the 4 super attacks. He takes 3 to crack 1,000,000. So 1.2, he's looking very good, and then obviously the 70% chance to dodge. Yeah, he's pretty hard to beat right now, unless I reckon we'd survive a super attack, to be perfectly honest, but we're not going to have to bother because the dodge chance comes in clutch anyway. So 550k defense from these guys. Like I said, they'll action break 1 out of the 2 attacks, so they've really only got to dodge 1. And even if they didn't dodge it, we just got supered and we dodged it with the friend unit. So I'd imagine we'll be safe even if we take the normal, which is pretty much guaranteed to be. Oh, there's their 3rd attack with all that crit chance they've got. So unable to attack due to fear, and they dodge anyway, so we're perfect. Alrighty, now I'm not going to hit that active skill, I don't think, because the enemy only has such little HP left. I want to get him a couple of dodges before he attacks, just so we can get a crit in, and I want to see this KO screen from his 18 ki super. I actually prefer the KO screen from his 12 ki personally. It's where he's like all staunch there in the heat of the lava and everything, but we've got 1 dodge, we got 2, and then bang. Now it's important as well that when he's blue, he gets the 18 ki super for his attack stat. Now keeping in mind that he actually doesn't get any defense on his 18 ki super, he gets a defense buff in his passive in the phase 2, like he does in base. When he super attacks, he gets 100% there, but his 18 ki super doesn't actually give you any defense in the super attack multiplier. So if you pop his active skill, like we will here, just for the fun of it, you'll notice that his defense will boost up quite high. And the reason for that is that the active skill counts as a super attack for that 100% buff that he gets in his passive. So when you pop the active skill, you actually don't increase his defense at all once he 18 ki supers. Because that buff is already active and he gets no defense on his 18 ki, things just remain the same. However, his attack has a rolling stack. And what I mean by a rolling stack is that it lasts 4 turns. So the stack that he gets on this turn will apply for next turn, but then expire. However, he'll get that stack again when he does super. So it kind of only, he comes in the turn with 1 stack, he adds another one on top, but then 1 expires at the end of that turn. So it's a little bit, it's funny, but a rolling stack is what I call it. So as you can see, Gogeta now with the 50% support is up to 623k defense, thanks to the active skill doing that buff already, and it remains at 623 when he does his 18 ki super. Though each additional, so his 12 ki super does provide a 50% buff to his super attack effect, so you'll see it jump quite significantly with each 12 ki super that he does, and he can do a total of 3 after his 18 ki, I'm pretty sure, in total. 2 from his passive, 1 from the hidden potential. I could be wrong about that. I lose track of everything he does. Like I don't have it completely memorized, unfortunately. But look at him there. He's 1.1 mil defense with a 70% chance to dodge. He's so much fun, man. And these super attack animations are just some of the best in the game. There you go. There's the target me. I mean, this is probably a bad phase to be using his active skill, in all honesty, at the end of the red zone golden freezer. Seeing as he counts down to a massive super. It's a little bit annoying, and I'm pretty sure that dodge is disabled in this phase anyway, which Gogeta has a 100% chance to dodge when he uses his active skill, or in the turn that the active skill has been used. So, actually, you know what? We have every single Gogeta Blue active skill in the game right now, so we're just going to pop them all and hopefully get the KO screen with the brand new Gogeta Blue, the physical one. So this is the 7th year anniversary unit, whose active skill has obviously got quick fusion into a Gogeta Blue. I don't even know what this tack would... Oh, Stardust Breaker, obviously. I was going to say, I'm not sure what that Final Flash looking thing is called, whether it is Final Flash or not. Now we'll use the Kamehameha from the 5th year Gogeta Blue. So we're basically going from... Oh, well, we should have used this one first, and it would have been going from 5th to 7th to 9th year anniversary, but we went from 7th to 5th because this one's crazy, man. I love this. This animation is next level. I don't know if I think I prefer this over the Vegito Blue animation from the same year, but I think I prefer Vegito's KO screen. But here we go. We should finish off here. Sorry if I'm a bit quiet. I just like watching and listening to the active skill. It's kind of fun how it's just quite literally just like 1 or 2 kicks. That's all it is, and then just an absolute flex. Alrighty. Now, that was Red Zone Golden Freezer. We're going to jump into another run and stage to show off Gogeta in a second. We obviously showed him off on Movie Heroes, which is his own team for a flat 200% buff. We wanted to show off Gogeta in total, not just him, but obviously the other Gogeta Blues that are available in Dokkan Battle. So we did that. We brought Pan just to show what 30% support on and off might be for the different Gogetas. We obviously had the friend with 1 stack, mine with 2, and God Goku was pretty hard to leave off the team given his link set as well. Now, as you can see, we are running the Power Beyond Super Saiyan team led by LR, AGL, Super Saiyan Blue, Goku, and Vegeta, who obviously fuse into Vegito later in the fight. Now, few reasons I wanted to bring this team. This is a little bit of a wanked off team. This is really to kind of show the heights that we can get to. The GT duo straight off the bat, we're going to try and get their standby on rotation at some point when possible. Bulma, so we can get her support on the alternative rotation just to sort of see everyone as beefy as possible. And then obviously Gowasu and Zamasu, who support defense as well. There is a turn coming up later which we're aiming for, and we did get, spoiler alert, where we're trying to get Gogeta Blue at his maximum possible defense, and Bulma, Gowasu and Zamasu, and Vegito Blue are incredibly important to that. The reason being is that Bulma obviously was offering support from a rotation she's not even on, so that's massive. Gowasu and Zamasu offer 70% support for defense, so them combined with Bulma add 107% defense support, and then that 100%, sorry, I should elaborate. That 107% support to defense is in phase 1 of the passive. If you're, again, I've mentioned this at the start of the video. If you're unsure what I mean by phase 1, phase 2, super attack effects, things like that, check out my how to calculate defense video, I should say. It's only one video. That is on my channel. That'll help you understand a little bit better. But basically, the other thing to consider when we're looking at wanked out defense is the Vegito Blue, the AGL one. He offers 50% support to the super attack multiplier. Now what that means is it's not like the Gowasu and Zamasu or the Bulma support, which affects the passive. Because the support comes from the super attack effect, it adds to the super attack effect. So any unit, like let's say the perfect example is actually this Gogeta Blue from the 9th anniversary. When he is transformed, as I mentioned earlier, his 18 key super does not offer any defense buff. It massively raises attack for full turns. What the Vegito Blue defense support offers from the 18 key super that he does is basically it gives the allies greatly raises defense in their super attack effect. So if Gogeta is sitting in slot 2 behind, or it doesn't even matter what slot, basically when Vegito Blue activates his 18 key super, he's adding that greatly raises to all of his allies on that turn. So it's going to be really, really powerful once we get that turn. Just wanted to point out too that this is the second turn. I am editing the gameplay to only show the turns that Gogeta is on. You'll notice the last turn was turn 1, this turn is turn 3. And on both these turns, the friend Goku and Vegeta have not had a chance to super attack because the enemy has sealed them. So hopefully, when we see the next turn, well not hopefully, I know that next turn we will transform them into Vegito. That'll be basically what I would like to call a raw Vegito, so to speak. The Goku and Vegeta form stacks defense on 18 key and attack on 12 key. Obviously being sealed, they haven't had the opportunity to do any of that. So Vegito will be, again, completely raw with no buffs in his defense from the super attack effects of the Goku and Vegeta and no buffs to the attack stat that they would get on their 12 key super as well. Now here's Vegito Blue from the 5th year anniversary. I figured I'd bring him on the team seeing as we showcased the STR Gogeta in the last run. Now, this is the turn which we would be able to transform both. Unfortunately though, Gogeta got sealed. So I did consider floating him off, but I don't think I will. I will transform Goku and Vegeta though. From this point onwards, the animations of this card are just fantastic. It honestly, I don't know if it actually exaggerates how, I don't even want to say poor, but maybe average the animations are in the Goku and Vegeta form of the card. But the moment that you proc that active skill, this unit is probably one of the most attractive units in the game. So yeah, look, I'd like to probably float Gogeta off to keep the Vegito Blues there, but I'm not gonna. No, I won't. I'll keep Gogeta there because on the next turn, yeah, I kind of got a bit confused as to what I wanted to do. I'm going to use Vegito Blue's active skill, so we'll leave him in slot 2 to do that. That way he gets an extra super attack because he should finish off this phase. So yeah, we won't transform Gogeta. We'll transform him next turn. Bulma is not, her support is not active because we floated her on turn 3, so she won't reappear until turn 6. So the next appearance of this turn will be buffed by Bulma. So we'll move everyone back to their positions. Yeah, look, I'd love to use the active skill with Gogeta, but because he's sealed, it's really not worth it. We'll let Vegito finish everything off, and then we'll see the transformation next turn. But we'll let the animations play out just because I love them so much. A little bit of healing there for Vegito, but he would need 4 attacks, much like the Gogeta from the last run, but he won't get a chance to, unfortunately. Here we go, bang. What is this called? The Vegito Special. I love it. These are just some of these Dokkan original animations, and I can't wait till Gogeta's out as well, but Gogeta Blue, Vegito Blue with Dokkan original animations, it's honestly one of the most fun times you'll have playing Dokkan. At least in my opinion, it's at least the most fun that I've had in a very long time. Obviously I'm a big fan of GT and Super Saiyan 4, but that's not to take away the fun that I have when they do just like 10 out of 10 animations like these ones. It's so much fun. And he just super attacks over and over again. It's good to see Final Flash on Vegito, to be perfectly honest. It's really good. Kamehameha gets spammed a fair bit for obvious reasons. It's the main character's main attack, but it's good to see Final Flash getting a little bit of love. Alright, so turn 7. This is the turn that I was talking about earlier. This is, I think, at the very least, the maximum possible defense that you can get. Outside of maybe having the Tech Vegeta on the previous turn and activating his one-time support, but probably not viable in this stage. But so we've got 107% support in the phase 1 passive calculations, 37% coming from Bulma on the other turn, 70% from Goasu and Zamasu. We're also going to get 50% support in the super attack multiplier coming from Vegito's 18 key super. So we're already at 469k defense with Gogeta there. But once we super attack with Vegito, he pumps up to 616k pre-super attack. There's 100% defense to come on Gogeta from super attacking in phase 2 of the passive calculation. So it's just nuts what he's going to get to. And I mean, we're just in the Dokkan original animation rotation. Didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it does. So it's, yeah, I love this so much. Vegito Blue with the Dokkan original animations into Gogeta Blue with the Dokkan original animations. It's just one of the most satisfying things that you'll see. It really is. I love this Vegito so much. Gogeta's just as much fun. And here we go. So he'll get, oh, he's, okay. You're going to take this super? Oh yeah, and we don't care. Bang. So yeah, we literally double it. Like, that's as simple as it is. Adding 100% to a multiplier that has nothing in it so far does double your defense, but then watch how it increases now with greatly raises defense. It just goes boom, 1.5 mil. At 55%, he's at 1.5 after one basically stack of defense temporarily. Look at his next one, bang, 1.82 mil defense with a 70% chance to dodge. It's just, it's absolute. I mean, like I said, this is a rotation that is wanked out the hell with defense support, but why not? This is just absolute fun. It wouldn't be a showcase if he didn't show his best. And I mean, this is a viable team. Like, people might want to argue that, but in this stage, this team gets it done. We get it done. It's yeah, we're here to have fun and we're here to win. So we achieved both. It's just, yeah. And Gowasu is still tanking as well. Like, that's type disadvantage. I know that we got a bit of debuff going on from the Vegito Blues 12 key supers, but unfortunately we get locked here. But this actually works in our favor a little bit more than you might think. We can't move Gogeta there from the slot 3. We will get the standby for the GT duo. Now, looking at all the attack placements from the enemy, you might think that we're in a bit of trouble because once Super Saiyan Vegeta's out in this standby, he's got next to no defense to speak of. So the revive would more than likely be on. However, we have the active skill ready to go with Gogeta, so we'll proc that. We'll become the target, or we'll use the target me or whatever. However, let me know how you would say it. Are we using the target me active skill, or is it? I think the way it's phrased in the passive, as I mentioned earlier in the video, it's becoming the target, so to speak. So yeah, every attack that you see will be targeted at Gogeta before he gets a chance to attack. So he'll have maximum crit because there's more than 5 attacks coming his way. I don't think he'll be in any trouble either because he's activated that 100% attack and defense that he gets in his passive on super attack, as the active skill counts as a super attack. We'll get the defense support from Vegito's 18 key super as well, so we'll still be looking fairly ripe. Bulma's support is also active as well. Yeah, so 778k defense. That will only change when Vegito super attacks on his 18 key super. The 18 key super of Gogeta will not change from that point on. We'll have to wait for the 12 key if we get there. But as you can see, everything's targeted Gogeta's way. The GT Vegeta here will pump out a 10 mil attack stat and then be done with it. He's nice and safe thanks to the Gogeta becoming the target, or however we want to say it. Vegito Blue, bang, and look at that. Gogeta's at 1,000,000 defense pre-super, but on his 18 key super, that defense stat will not change as he doesn't have any defense in his 18 key super attack. Look, we could have been worried that Vegito could have finished off this phase before Gogeta got a chance to, but spoiler alert, we do get to see Gogeta super attack. Bang. I mean, look, is he at... No, he's not quite at 1,000,000 defense there, Vegito. 982k, considering he doesn't have... Oh wait, this is my... No, is this the friend? Yeah, this is the friend. So there's no defensive stacks from the Goku and Vegeta portion on this one. We did get the 2 stacks on my version on the alternative rotation, which we'll see Gogeta teamed up with next. Becoming the target, dodge, and then bang. As you can see, the defense stat doesn't change, but he's rocking a 20 mil attack stat with a guaranteed crit. He's a naughty boy. He really is. And this Dokkan original animation of... I didn't even see what they call it, but he kind of gets the blade and I don't even know what it is. It's crazy. Alright. So, now we're going to have Bulma's support from both her active skill and her collecting 5 key spheres, but we're not going to get the support from Vegito because we're going to look at how much HP the enemy has. If we put Vegito in front of Gogeta, we wouldn't get to see Gogeta super attack. So Another important point as well, when you're using Bulma, make sure you collect Ki with every other unit before using her active skill. Otherwise you'll change orbs and someone else will have to get them, and considering she gets stats per orb, you want to make sure that she's getting the full field which she creates with this active skill. So there we go, bang, full field of orbs, 400, 564 and 224, but then when she collects these orbs she jumps up to 540k defense. And bang, Gogeta hits 910 to round off this showcase. Now this is a long one. I do appreciate everyone for watching. Again, let me know everything you think about Gogeta in the comments below. Let me know what you think of this showcase as we linger here on the KO screen. I want to thank everyone for watching. If you like this video, please press like. If you want to see more, which there will be more, especially for a Broly showcase coming very soon, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I appreciate everyone for watching. Thanks again. See you next time. Bye now.